in a bid to further unsettle the Deputy Governor of Ondo State, Lucky Ayedatiwa, the State House of Assembly has resumed the impeachment process against him. The Assembly has also written to the State Chief Judge Justice Olusegun Odusola. They constitute a panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct against him. In the letter signed, the Speaker of the Assembly, Mr. Olamide Oladiji, the House said the impeachment process resumed after the expiration of the ex parte order of the Federal High Courts. This development is an indication that the reconciliatory efforts by the All Progressive Congress has yielded no results. Now let's bring in a rise analyst Dayo Sobowale, who joins us now to discuss the infighting in the Ondo State chapter of the party, despite the intervention of the APC National Chairman Abdullahi Ganduje to resolve the crisis in the state. Good afternoon.
Yeah, it's a pleasure being here.
Some would say it's rather unfortunate that despite the intervention of the APC, the House is still bent on going ahead with the impeachment.
Okay, but you see, the situation is confusing because there's a report that they went to court and the court adjourned to November 6th because they said they want to settle out of court. Then there's another story that the House has just written the CJ that, a notice that he used as excuse not to set up the 7th panel before expired, and they want him to go on. So it is dicey. I don't know which is authentic now, because if, as at the latest report, they say the court, as at yesterday or so, has adjourned till November 6th to make the parties, because the parties were not in court, to settle out of court. I will not rule out the fact the party intervention has not been. But
I'm sure the story being read right now is a developing story, and this is the authentic perspective from the Arise News desk.
I read this in this day. What I'm telling you about, I read it in this day. Get me? But if you want us to comment on it, you can still comment.
That's what I want you to do.
So, like she said the other time, you said I should predict.
Yes, please.
Okay, I tried my best, but I told you, if the governor was adamant, then things. So, if you read the writing on the wall now, it says the governor has not cooled down on the issue and wants the deputy to be impeached. You see, he won't be the first person to be impeached. Ali Olanusi was impeached. Ajayi Agbola was impeached. You see, and all of them. This is in a state of well-educated people, highly educated. Ondo is like a kitty. They are bookworms. And the present governor is a son, former president of the Nigeria Bar Association. So it will seem to me it's playing with the law and the constitution. How that is helping the state is what I do not know. But it is a power tussle, like I said the other time, it's a power tussle in the executive. And it is showing the workings of the presidential system and the two principles of separation of powers and checks and balances. Because you see, a judge, there was a time, a CJ in the state, refused to do what the assembly asked it to do on the impeachment of Agbola and said they must follow due process or she will not constitute the 7-man panel to probe, to give them the go-ahead. You see, now they have approached this same, another CJ, that one has not responded. So it is an unfolding situation. I think it's still immature to be discussing it now. What? Because the CJ has not responded. They say they will settle out of court, but the people are going on. In fact, see, they told this is they are going on to impeach was loaded in their letter to the CJ. You get me? Which seems to be like a defiance of the peace process by the party. So everything is up in the air until maybe November 6th when that case crops up in court, or maybe if they, in defiance of a response from the CJ, go ahead and impeach the person, the deputy, which they can do. Which they can do, and which they have done before.
Indeed.
That's right.
I'm definitely curious, Mr. Sobowale, regarding this step that the Ondo State Assembly might be taking in going ahead to impeach the deputy governor. We understand that there were allegations that some individuals that are loyal to the deputy governor were trying to put together a protest to basically demonstrate that the governor is incapacitated. And
those loyal to the governor.
Yes, those loyal to the deputy governor were putting together a protest to demonstrate that the current governor is incapacitated. I'm wondering, do you think that
I had the opposite, that those loyal to the governor were planning, the youths were trying to demonstrate that some people were trying to put out the word that the governor was totally incapacitated.
What I stumbled on was those loyal to the deputy.
That's why it is a political issue.
Exactly.
It's both sides of the divide.
So do you think that this allegation might have contributed in any way to this decision that the Ondo State Assembly might be taking in looking to
let's do the analysis together.
Okay.
All right. The last time it was agreed when Ganduje came and the committee where the former governor of Katsina came, that Aiyedatiwa should withdraw his case in court and they should send. But thereafter, Aiyedatiwa went to court and sued registrars and all people that was compiling something. And then the assembly took this action. And then the case came up in court, but in consonance with the agreement which we reached with the party, the two parties did not show up in court. So, and the judge said he was happy and postponed the case to November 6th. So where are we now?
All right. Some would say that this is a political chess move because...
By who?
By maybe the speaker, because if the deputy governor rather is out of the way, it almost pave a clear road for the speaker, who is the number 3 man in the state, to ascend to this role of the governor with a fact that still remains that the governor is being housed in Oyo State and has not been seen around the corridors of the government house in Ondo State for a long time.
I will not comment on rumors. I will not comment on rumors. And what you have just said is very, very wrong, that the speaker wants to move into... I say they have...
These are not
this is about the third... Look at the constitution. They have had 2 deputy governors removed. Ali Olanusi also.
Okay.
Ajayi something, yes. A lawyer too. And this is the 3rd person. They have always appointed a new deputy
but not under the circumstances, because the big question will be which an absentee governor and a deputy that is on the brink of being impeached, who stands to benefit the most if this impeachment goes through?
What sort of question is that?
It's a very straight question.
This is, you see, you are speculating now.
I'm not speculating, I'm just only asking the questions.
You that the constitution is at play. There's nothing they have done that is illegal. Read your constitution. What they are doing, see, the court has asked them before to follow due process. They have gone to court, and the only extrajudicial thing here that is political is the party arrangement to intervene.
Exactly.
But they have always gone to the court, due process and all that. You are speculating that somebody who is speaker wants to take over. That's not how it works. If they want to impeach, the CJ, the judiciary interprets the constitution. That's how the House makes the laws.
But the state government cannot operate in a vacuum.
That's right.
The governor is not present, and the deputy is embattled.
It is a system of checks and balances.
So, Mr.
Nobody is operating in a vacuum here. The political system is working as it should.
Okay.
Because there is a dispute between the governor, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, and the deputy.
No, but
and
the senior advocate has nothing to do with this.
So
he's still in your state.
He's a politician,
and has nothing to do with this at the moment.
Law.
So, Mr.
You are speculating now that the speaker has personal ambition. How did you know that?
Well, away from
You have telepathy,
potential
is it?
speculation.
I'm not speculating.
You are saying
These are reports coming out from
What
Ondo State.
Oh my
reports?
days.
Yes.
I don't listen to rumors.
Those are not rumors,
So-
are not reports.
Mr. Sobowale, when you look at this whole situation and the person who is coming up with the shortest end of the stick is the deputy governor, what would you do if you were in his
see that
shoes?
he's fighting brilliantly to defend his political life,
Indeed. So are you
and he's fighting within the law.
my question is,
Exactly.
Yes.
if you were him, if you were him by some magic, what steps would you take right now to save your neck?
All what he's doing.
So you wouldn't add
all what
anything?
he's doing. Yes, the guy does not want to die prematurely. They want to kill him politically and constitutionally, and he's fighting them. I have a grudging admiration for him. He's sticking his ground.
What is
Yeah.
what is your
Okay.
biggest disappointment with how
What?
what is your biggest disappointment with how this whole scenario has played out from the dispute between the governor?
Good question. It shows the leopard cannot change his spots. This is the third person. Are they the only state in the federation? You get me? That's the third person in a two-term governorship. Yes. That is their own peculiarity. That is their own peculiarity, and that is their history. This is a state that produced Mimico. Remember Mimico? Labour, then PDP, two terms. But the judge was governor here before. Get me? So it has always been a lively state. And you may not like it or not. I admire what is going on because it's constitutional evolution. Nobody has breached the law yet.
But how does this serve the APC in the long term?
That's their funeral.
Okay,
That's their
agreed.
funeral. Yes. But
Because
they are in the majority.
they are in the majority,
Yeah.
but cracks like this will give
Look,
rise
the
to
only person that
maybe
can
a
judge
second or a third
it's
force.
not you or me. It's
Yes.
the electorate. If they get fed up with them, they won't vote for them in 4 years' time. Say you go on there to go and fight, we won't vote for you. It's the electorate. That is the meaning of democracy. See, the election is the litmus test of performance by any party. PDP has 4 now. See, it may shock you that they may even lose those 4 in spite of all this. Or maybe people will get disgusted with the way the governor has handled it and throw the APC out. That is democracy. It's not for us to judge electoral or legislative processes on a biased basis. Please, that's not our duty here. What is happening on the ground is constitutional. There is a crisis. Yes, how they settle
no one has
it
actually
is their
no one
own
has
problem.
disputed that.
Sam,
But the
Sam!
intrigues, but the intrigues is what is baffling.
Aaron is part of politics.
Okay.
Underground things,
Assured.
bickering, disloyalty, house trading, that's politics. Thank God you are not a politician.
And thank God we have you thank God we have you as a wonderful analyst. We appreciate your time and contribution here as always, Mr. Dayo. Thank you for your time on Newsday.